Peace and love, family. It's your girl, Sixthegoddis. And keep in mind, I'm a goddess and I'm sensitive about my shift. I hope you all are doing well. I am doing amazing. So, I wanted to make this video because for a while I got a lot of backlash when I always was like, why do we as women somehow associate the problem behind everything as a man? We never have any accountability to the part we play in it. We ignore the part that we play in it. Our mamas playing it, our sisters and our friends. I never understood that. And I was a bad guy for the longest, being like, hey, if we as women say we want certain things, we need to align ourselves in certain ways. And everybody got mad and, oh my God, why would you say that? But I'm so glad that we are slowly we move in this direction that I like to refer to as the age of awakening. That be okay. Finally, okay. And this awakening has happened when even women are getting tired of women. Okay. And I actually love this because we as women control so much of the influence and the atmosphere in our communities. And so when you have a bunch of people who blame everything on the man and nothing is your fault, okay, anytime someone give you a standard or a rule, you tell them how you ain't got to do this and do what make you happy. I always knew that operating that way wasn't never going to get us nowhere. Okay. And now we finally getting to this place where I think people are finally opening up and realizing that we, in fact, as women, are at the heart of about 90% of our issues. Okay. About 90% of issues is us. I've talked about this before in my Patreon, which, ladies, if you're not in my Patreon, what are you doing? I have a women's only Patreon. It's a group of women who are solution oriented, want to do the work. It is called Death Row over there. Don't come over here if you want someone to tell you, girl, you thick and you doing the best you can. Do not come over here with that. Okay. It's a bunch of people gonna keep it real with you, keep you accountable. We share beauty secrets. I get ready for all of my content live on there. Honey, check out this makeup look today. It's giving. Okay. I don't gatekeep nothing. I show all my products, techniques. We have movie nights, get-togethers. It is just a great community. We have a good time. Okay, ladies, come to Death Row. And if you are also wondering, where have I been? How come I haven't been live streaming? My live shows are now private. I have a second Patreon that is for men and women, where it is a weekly live show I have called 6 at 6. And I'm live there every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. It's all very affordable and just supports me as I change the way I do my content. And I'll have the link to both of those there. If you are in the women's only Patreon, it automatically gives you access to the 6 at 6. So you don't have to do both. But the 6 at 6 Patreon is for both. So I look forward to seeing you join the Goddess Gang and the Patreonas. Now, I want to show this video because I speak all the time about two things. When you are looking to transcend from a girl to a woman, what that looks like is accountability, honesty. Okay. Naturally, as a woman, you are born inclined to be catty, to hate, to envy, to be jealous, to lie, to be manipulative, because you are the physically weaker species. So it's naturally in you to evade and avoid. It's in your nature to throw rocks, hide your hands. It's in your nature to use your mind and to manipulate your way through life because just of how you are as a species. And when you decide as a woman that you're not going to succumb to your low nature, which is to manipulate and gaslight and lie and be envious and jealous, when you decide that you are not going to go there and you are going to go against that and actually be accountable, be honest, and do what you're supposed to do, that's when you become a woman. As long as you play victim, cry, manipulate, you're a little girl still. And we are about to show an example of a woman who is old looking, but is actually still a child through her actions. So exhibit A of example 5,553 of how bitches ain't shit will be Kirk Franklin's mother. This video is a little long. I'm not going to interject too much, just a little bit, but this is some of the biggest ain't shit behavior I've seen. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this down and get started.
Prepare me for what God had in store for me in 2023.
This is wild. This is crazy. The level of lying.
If you would like to talk to me about the rumor that is floating around out there, call back. Just remember, as I told you once, I will not lie to you about anything. End of message. Delete. Resave.
Mr. Rick, on his own, he gets a DNA test, swabs himself, gives those swabs to my good childhood friend Melody, and says, hey, everybody's running their mouth. If Kirk wants to know if there's any truth to this or any possibility, he can take these swabs and do whatever he wants to do, because Mr. Rick doesn't know. He's just responding to the rumors.
And we probable paternity, 99.99999%.
So if you are a little bit confused about what's happening here, basically a rumor is going around that Kirk Franklin, who he thought his daddy, is not his real daddy, and he hearing about it. And so the guy that they're saying was his daddy went and gave him his DNA to say, here, you can test it and see if I'm your dad, and we'll find out. And his mama is like, if you want to know about the rumor, I'm going to tell you the truth. And so he sent the DNA, and now they're reading the results of the test.
Percent what?
Yes, he's your father.
Look at this. Look at the disbelief. I can't imagine.
Right there.
I'm going to text you.
Enter.
So now he is going to go meet the man. All right. Baby, go ahead and pull up a seat. This is Ain't Shit 101. Okay. If you ever wanted the inside look to what it's like, and the problem is, for too many of y'all Negroes, the first ain't bitch was your mammy. Okay. And that's why Black women create a culture as Black mothers that say, if you don't agree with everything I do and say I was the best mom ever and made no mistake, that you're disrespectful. Black women have a code which says that as your mother, you can't never call me out on my BS, because if you do, you hate me, you're disrespectful, and you going to hell. So this is why most of y'all, that first bitch you ever experienced was your mammy. And your mammy is the one that conditioned you to never hold women accountable and make them face the consequence of their actions. Because the very woman that made you, you can't ever speak on the things she actually do. And Kirk is showing us how your mammy, 9 times out of 10, is the first ancient bitch that you ever came in contact with.
From Rick. Hey, my name's Kirk. You know, I see.
So now the man that he has found out his actual daddy, now he's reading the results. And his reaction just really hurt me to see, because, I just cannot imagine. Now this man could have had his son in his life, his whole life, and was robbed of that opportunity from an ancient. Okay, I feel the pain in this scene. This is like the worst.
Hey, didn't know.
I didn't, man. And had I known, you would have known. And I would have been
You didn't.
This woman did not tell this man that he had a whole child out here, and lied and said the child belonged to somebody else. Now Kirk he owed, and basically majority of your life you've been robbed from each other. And God only knows the story that Kirk ain't mama really told him about why his daddy ain't around. Okay, we can only imagine.
You didn't know. All right. She said, this boy's the daddy. He wasn't there. This other one is the daddy. He didn't know. But the baby gets dropped. How does that happen?
Probability of paternity?
Yes, ma'am.
100%.
Okay, now this is the triggering part. Trigger warning. I'm letting y'all know now. Okay, if ain't shit bitches trigger you, ooh, woo, you about to get the trigger of a lifetime. Okay, because now you got his mama who is faced with the DNA. Okay, everything lie but DNA. DNA gonna tell the truth. She's sitting here with the DNA test in her hand, still saying the DNA gotta be wrong. Watch this. Unbelievable. When you defeat all the other ancient bitches, she's the final Bowser level ancient.
How is it possible? It's not, baby.
How was that possible? Let me show you. Your feet was to the ceiling. That's how it was possible. Your legs was open. Okay. You was in the buck. You was on your back. Your booty was tooted in the air. Do you know the level of psychosis that you have to suffer from to have DNA results in your hand? Everybody see it and say, how'd this happen when your feet was to the ceiling? That's how it happened.
I can swear on my dead mother's grave.
So this is how you know that ancient bitches, it's a generational thing. Okay. See how she just lied on her dead mama? Girl, I know your mama probably rolling over her grave. See how she just lied on her dead mama? This is taught behavior. So that means that her mama also was an ancient bitch. And since her mama was also an ancient bitch, now she feels comfortable saying that she swears on her mother's grave that she tell the truth. These 2 DNA tests you got, they're lying. Okay. It's one thing to deny something, and it's one thing to say, I swear on my mama. It's one thing to say, just talk to me. You know, I'm for sure gonna tell you the truth. That's next level. And this is 8 out of 10 bitches that would handle this exact same way. 2 DNA tests.
Rick Hubbard is not your father. I don't know what happened, how this paternity test came back 99.95%. But I really would like to get to the bottom of it. This I cannot accept because this is not true. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart on this.
2 tests that I put in front of you. I need to hear you. I need to hear you clearly. The little Kirk, the little boy Kirk needs to hear you. Are you saying that you reject the results of these 2 tests? That's what I need to hear.
Yes. My denial, is that going to put a wedge between you and I?
Yes.
Now, I want you to understand this woman is sitting here saying that she is denying scientific DNA. And the only thing that she could say from that is this going to put a wedge between us? And you know what that really means? You still going to break me off some money, or am I cut off financially? Because clearly she could care less about her son. Clearly she could care less about their relationship because she couldn't even do him to be honest about who his father is. Out of all of this, her concern still is not her son. Her concern is, you going to still give me some money? It's just going to affect, hey, I know I lied to you your whole life and it's still lying in your face, but you're going to still pay my bills for me. And when I tell y'all, I feel Kirk in this part right here. When I first watched this, I boohoo cried. Because if you have a boomer parent that is 60 or older, then you understand that no matter what they do, I don't care if you got it on video, camera, DNA, they will never admit they fucked up. Never. They will never apologize. They will never acknowledge what they did. They will deny it. And when Kirk said, I need you to just give this to me, he said, for the little boy in me, I need to hear you say it. I felt that. Okay. I felt that. And look what she do.
Yes. If you can't give me this, No hug, no word of encouragement, no sugar, no joke, nothing can substitute what I deserve and what I've needed and what I've missed.
He just wants the truth. The DNA. The DNA. Yes.
I need my mama.
And you see how the other woman, see, this is why a girl couldn't be me. Because I'd be like, bitch, stop lying to your child. Why is this woman over here crying so much? Oh, girl, he just want the truth. This is why we as women need to hold each other accountable. Why do we allow this? Why are you coddling this woman and holding her hand through the most disgusting lie that she determined to maintain? And this is the only form of sisterhood we have, is when we refuse to speak up on when it is not being. And here is this other woman. I don't know who this woman is, nor do it matter. The point is, see, when men mess up, they'll tell each other, man, bro, you fucked up. Bro, you messed up. Right? That wasn't it right there. They'll tell each other. Oh, but when it comes to us as women, here we go all of a sudden, he just want to know the truth. I mean, if you could maybe please. This is an instance where a woman need another woman to jack her up by the collar and be like, stop it. Just stop. This is getting out of control. We have 2 DNA tests here. You are going to say the truth. If you do not, you need to be completely disfellowshipped. We cannot continue to hold the hands of these women who dodge accountability every chance they get, and they're ruining other people's lives around them. Here she go, talking about, he just want to know the truth. Go to hell.
And I need my son too.
Now she crying.
I wanted this so badly.
If my mama watches this, I want her to know.
And I still can't have you.
Oh my God, the amount of triggered I am. Oh my God. You know, I really wish that y'all would at least come up with new manipulation tactics, okay? Everyone knows if you have an old ass boomer ain't shit mama, what's her first go-to every time you try to hold her accountable to what she actually did? She cried. And this is why we need to learn, honey, I don't care about that crying. You could sit there and cry all day. I still want to know why you ain't. Why are you alive? Why did you do that? See how she do? Somehow in the midst of all of this, she has made it so that she crying and that she the one that, oh my God, all I wanted, and has made it about her. For once in your life, can it not be about you? No, because you ain't bitch. And so in spite of everything that's happening, everything going on, you still find a way to cry and make yourself the victim. And this is how women manipulate. They'll cry and distract you from the actual problem, because then you get distracted from that and become focused on comforting them. And now before you know it, that's become the focus. And now they're free to get off without ever being accountable for how they desperately hurt people around them.
That I have lost so much not having you. And it would have been really, really, really nice to get that from you.
Well, Kirk, I would like to welcome you to Death Row. Okay. Everybody, let's all welcome Kirk Franklin to the club of realizing that we ain't shit. Kirk, I probably took you a long time to get there. Normally it does take something like this for you to accept it. Kirk, if you need help, you can come here. All right. Come to the channel. All right. I am professional ancient and I will help you through this. I understand the struggle. All right. You know, this woman right here, unfortunately, do you know, majority of women are the way she is. All right. This is why women, if you tell them anything about what they need to do, any rules, expectations, this is why they interpret it as you hate me or you dislike me, because we've been conditioned that it is hateful to actually make a woman stand on and remain accountable onto her decisions. Okay. If you sit there and lie to somebody about who their father is for 40 plus years, the fact that anyone is talking softly to her, the fact that anybody is holding her hand and could you please is outrageous to me. Okay, because what would happen if it was the other way around? If it's a man, everyone will get in there and scream, oh, you was a deadbeat and you wasn't this. But you can have a woman lie like this and hurt so many people and rob so many people of something they'll never get back. And somehow we're talking softly and holding their hand. And this is why the great separation must happen in women and girls. Okay, I don't care how you could be 60 years old and still be a girl, because that's what she is. She's still a girl because she cannot be a grown woman and be held accountable for her actions that hurt others. Now, if you do something that only hurts yourself, that's between you and God. That's your business. But the minute that your actions hurt and rob others, there is a level of accountability that must be had. This is why the great separation must happen. The women who are just running from, real life, running from responsibility, they don't want no standard, no expectations. We just want to be fat, happy, bald-headed, and mind your business. The separation must happen. Then women got to get left behind. In my opinion, women like Kirk Franklin mama need to be left behind. If it was me, I would not speak to her ever again. She would be dead to me. Okay. And until we start doing this, we will continue to have ancient bitch behavior. But don't worry, y'all. I will not let us forget it, bitch ain't shit. And I will continue to have more content to remind us so that we can fix this problem of bitches in our community. Y'all, please let me know your thoughts on this one. I know this one was pretty heavy. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.